Good evening. Good evening. Long time no hear from, long time no see. But that's all right. That's all right because I got everything you need and everything that you've been waiting on. I know y'all been waiting on me. I got your messages. I love that when y'all reach out to me. I see it all. I see those things, and y'all say, "Get your butt in here. We need to know what you're thinking." That means everything to me. That means everything to me. That when you don't see me, that you think enough of me to reach out and say, "Get your butt in here." So, listen, I always tell y'all, as long as you want to hear me talk my crap, I'm going to talk my crap. So, listen, we're going to talk about a whole bunch of things. We are characters that we were asking where they were. They didn't show back up, and we see, even if it's not a whole bunch, but we just see what they're doing and some of the little stuff that's going on, and maybe we'll be getting rid of some people that I don't want to that I don't want to be bothered with no more. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Just come on, walk with me behind these here gates. Hey guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. Listen, this is Beyond the Gates, and we're getting ready to cover episodes 147 through 153. And that's going to bring us all the way current. All the way current. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. We got our folks from Facebook are over here too. Hey, everybody, what's going on? So, listen, first things first, before I even go into this, we're going to do a little housekeeping thing. Um, hey, Miss Gail, thank you. Just real fast, I want to just show some appreciation and also share my gratitude as well as my excitement. Much excitement. Okay. So in May, in May, May 7th through the 11th of 2026, that is Mother's Day weekend, I am setting sail with Virgin Voyages. And it is a group situation that I have. It's my first cruise, and I said, you know what, come on and come with me. I was going to do a meet and greet. Y'all been asking me to do a little meet and greet, and I said, well, why do a little meet and greet? Let's make it a big meet and greet. So we just going to get on a big old ship and do that, and it's a first for me. It's going to be a fierce weekend of first. I've never been to Miami. We're boarding the boat in Miami, so that'll be my first time in Miami. So I'm going to do the whole Miami experience with you guys. Then I'm going to go on and get on this here boat. And I always swore that I would never get on a cruise. And I just said, okay, time to face your fears. So I'm doing this whole thing and getting on here. James is actually in here, and James, I'm excited to cruise with you and your family members as well. I thank you all for trusting your first experience and your vacation with me. I really, really appreciate that. So thank you so much. And I am so excited to cruise with you all. And anybody else who rolls through who has made their booking, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I can't wait to see you in the place when the party get kicked off. Anybody who is interested in going, it is not too late. It is not too late. If you need that information, you can shoot me an email to treasurertravel@yahoo.com. That's TREZURTRAVEL at yahoo.com. I'll send you everything that you need, and I will assist you where you need it, and you get on the boat. We definitely are not done booking. There are still people who have not booked who are going to be booking. And listen, the train is moving. The train is moving. We're jumping off the train and we're jumping on the boat. So again, thank everybody who has booked. Thank you to the ones who are going to book. Anybody who needs, I'll put it in there. Let me do it right now. Christy, let me do it right now. travel at yahoo.com. There you go. So there it is. All right. So now let me go on and move on to what we actually came in here for. What the hell you came in here for? I'm going to have some fun. Yeah, so I can't wait. That's going to be a blast. That is definitely going to be a blast. It's always a good thing when you face your fears and move on. It's not just me and that water thing, but that's all right. That's all right. I'm ready. I'm ready, ready, ready. And there's quite a few people who are going to be first time sailors, and I chose Virgin because, as far as I'm concerned, and in my research, being a travel advisor and all of these different things, Virgin got it locked down as pertains to solo sailors. And now Carnival does Carnival does a good job with first time sailors, but yeah, Virgin, if you're sailing on your own, you're not really on your own. You only on your own because you want to be on your own. They got the solo travel locked down, and first time travelers, they do a very, very good job. So it's real close with Carnival and Virgin. I chose Virgin. A lot of reasons why I chose Virgin, but this was very, very well thought out. And no kids, no babies, no babies. And I love the little people, but no, this is an adult weekend. When I said, baby, we get ready to turn up and turn out, nobody got the time. I ain't doing no daycare that day. We doing adult time. Okay, so enough of that. Thank y'all so much. It ain't too late. We're nowhere near too late. You get your stuff. You still got time to even do, you can still do payments and stuff here. We're really, you got plenty of time. Okay. So, but don't drag your feet too much now. Don't drag your feet too much. You don't want to get left out. Okay. So 147 through 153. Let me go right here. I'm going to say this. Finally, we done found out. We all knew that Haley wasn't what Haley says she is. But we done found out that Haley's treachery runs even deeper than what I thought it did. It goes all the way back to like everything was purposefully done. Everything. Befriending Naomi, and it go all the way back. She is a real live snake. She truly is one who slithers on her belly. She really is. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. So we're going to talk about that. But remember, we kept saying, where is Mona? Where is Mona? Where is Mona? And it stuck out. I said, yeah, where the heck is Mona? Because we get to see Ashley's mother and her $5 perm, but we ain't seen Miss Mona. Sit down, Miss Mona. Miss Mona showed back up because Eva reached out to Miss Mona and Ashley's mother and her $5 perm. What is her name? Did I write it down? Jan. That's, it's a shame. Because they don't call her by her name very much. She just shows up looking like she be looking. And I had to actually I had to do my Google thing and go pull up the cast. I said, oh, that's right, her name. And then I wrote it in my notes. Her name is Jan. I've been calling that lady Ashley's mother with the $5 perm so long, I don't forgot what her name was. I know she get on my nerves. And I told y'all she wasn't right, didn't I? Didn't I tell y'all she wasn't about nothing? I told y'all she wasn't about nothing. They sat at that table. Eva, clueless Eva, they're begging them now to get her mother, because, well, one, she sees that her mother's lonely. She is. And I can imagine that being somebody that everybody hates and for good reason, and that the people hate you. I could imagine that would probably get very lonely at that point. And all she has is Eva, and she basically does let Eva know that all I got is you. You know what I mean? And then you be going left, loving on these people. She's gone to the not Mona, aka Loretta Devine. She really do remind me of Miss Loretta Devine. Can he see me? Hey, girl, yes, he can see me. She really do. She's a cute little thing. She really is. She is a very, very pretty woman, and her candor, I like it. And then, oh, she's fiery. When she don't like you, baby, she don't like Leslie. She is mad. She is giving very much. It's to the dirt, bitch. That is Miss Mona's stance. Period. Period. Hey, newbie. Period. So she like, I ain't got time for it. She turned Eva down lickety split. No, girl, I ain't got time for you and your mammy at all. Forgive her. Girl, I ain't thinking about her. I ain't coming after her. I ain't thinking about her, and I don't want nothing to do with her. And I'm done sitting here talking to you. She was out of there. She had time for that. She was out of there. And that's so me. You know, so me. That is so me. Now I might walk it and dance with you for a second because I'm laughing at you on the inside. That's that old nasty piece of January Capricorn in me. I'll be sitting there listening to you and be like, I ain't thinking about you and your mammy child. And sitting there laughing. Mona ain't had none of that to do. Mona's like, you, your mama, that whole situation, girl, Ted, all of it. Girl, night night. I'm going. I'm Team Nicole. End of story. Yeah. She left. And she was looking for Jan to come on. Jan gonna sit there. I knew right then. I said, come on, Jan. Come on out of that closet, Jan. Come on, there's National Coming Out Day the other day. Come on out of there, Jan. You ain't in there because of the rainbow. You in that closet for another reason. You in the closet because you are old. Right, Jan? Jan sitting there. Honey, she ain't get her little perm on up. And Mona looking, I said, she ain't coming, Jan. She ain't coming, Mona. She ain't coming. Not whoever's right from is a Capricorn. Probably. She stayed sitting there. I knew then. I said, Jan's going to expose herself. National Coming Out Day. Honey, she come out of that closet just as I mean, you know, this, that thing, and the other. I said, Sure enough, Eva goes ahead, sets Leslie up, tricks Leslie into coming down. What's up, Jess? Tricks Leslie into coming down there. Leslie come down there, and then she's like, no, you know, she tried to play like Mona. Girl, you're not Mona. You got other stuff going on. She said, okay, so let's just start over. What you did was wrong, and the fact that you're admitting that you were wrong. Okay, girl, let's reset the needle. And then she did what I was knowing about her from the door. The first thing she did, and I know y'all caught that because I know my people are smart, honey, and they be on. Y'all be on to the bullshit. First thing she did was say, so girl, how is it finding out that you are an heiress and that you are rich, girl? I said, now, Miss Leslie, you know you the girl everybody love to hate, girl, and I digs you. I digs you with all your little nasty ways. Don't you let this hoe work you out of none of your coins. Don't you let her play in your face and go to using you trying to come up. I seen it. I said, the first thing she did was, that's the only reason why she is forgiving her and wanting to be in her presence, because her status has changed. She ain't nobody. She not no worker bee no more. Now she is, even though they don't accept her, she is part of the elite group. She is part of the people beyond those gates. And I said, ooh, wicked. I told y'all, anybody running around in a $5 perm need to be watched. I said, oh, I can't wait to go down there and talk to my people about this heifer. So I was like, I knew it. I knew I ain't like her. I didn't. Always on the come up. That's the whole thing with Derek. That's why she was so telling Ashley to strap her to Derek, because Derek's a fireman, so that's prestigious, and Derek make good money and that kind of thing. It was all about the cover. She don't care nothing about no damn Derek. She don't care nothing about not Jan Ogilvy. See, Volvo, knock it off. Jan Ogilvy. But her whole thing is to try to come up. Her whole thing, she don't care nothing about Derek. It's what Derek can do for her. What he can do is get you a flat iron, heifer. Anyway, move it on. So, you know, my girl Leslie be doing a whole lot. And of course, karma's going to kick her in her back here and there. But I ain't, not from her. I know you, girl. And she was so, I said, I think you falling for it, Leslie. I think, you know, she thinks she's smarter than Mona and Jan. But girl, Jan got something for you. Don't fall for it. Then, baby, we had that little back and forth between Bill and Pamela. Now, y'all know I digs Pamela, honey. Pamela got Bill all the way together about playing in Danny's face. She got him all the way together. She not scared of no Bill. She let Bill know, I see you and you are pathetic. You are pathetic and you need to quit playing. You need to quit playing and you're going to stop playing with my girlfriend. So I was really here for that. I was here for that. Now, one thing I'm going to tell you, Andre and Jacob, y'all going to have to stop just disrespecting Andre. And I'm like, Andre, don't, I know you're a cop and all that, but you got money. So you got money. And the Duprees run the police, child. Don't keep letting Jacob talk shit to you, Andre. Don't do that. Because Jacob ain't nobody. Jacob ain't nobody going to tell him, you better figure it out. You playing around with my mother-in-law. No, you better get out of my face with your little self, honey. Go hide behind that pole over there where we can't see you and quit playing. I was like, Jacob, get out of here. Jacob be getting on my last nerve. My last nerve. And then he be playing with the wrong people. Like I be trying to run up on Marcellus like, boy, if you don't, the Hudson, you know, that's the Marcellus' favorite place for folks to get on his nerves. The Hudson, you find yourself floating in there. It's just your, if it wasn't for Elon, Jacob would have been done up. Because he just a little too bold in his delivery with his foolishness. He need to go sit down somewhere. Gets on my last nerve. Let's see, who else? Oh, Jesus. When Leslie ran up on Tomas, I was here for that. Now I was here for that. And he was really feeling himself when he said, how would your daughter feel about you here pleading her case? I said, pleading her case? Really, Tomas? Pleading her case. I said, oh, so you really think that you was doing it well with Eva. See, Eva like you. She likes you. So it really wasn't a thing. She ain't tell you. Eva never said that your pain knocked her out. What she said was we made beautiful music together because she feels like y'all are on one accord, that y'all connected. But ain't nobody said that you really put it down and threw nobody's back out or nothing. Ain't nobody said that. You really feeling yourself standing up and there talking to her mother like that. I was like, oh my. And baby Leslie told, listen, you heard what I said. She gave him very much of, I said, okay, Leslie. Told him, like, you keep playing, you play with Eva, I'm going to play with you. I was like, okay. Now, Leslie, that was cute when you did all that with Tomas. But let me warn you now, Miss Leslie, you was totally out of order when you went at Nicole in episode 148, when you ran up on Nicole and going to tell her about what you going to do to Kat. No, you're not going to do a goddamn thing to my daughter. Now I said, wait a minute, Leslie, I can't walk with you down that road. You out of order. You out of order, baby. You don't, you don't go to the woman who you got an illegitimate child with her husband and tell her a damn thing about what you going to do to her child because her child don't like you and your daughter. Well, y'all ain't even got no business existing in that child's life. Girl, you're going too far now. Now you're going over there and play with Blockhead. But that little conversation you was having with Nicole about Kitty Cat, Nicole should have choked you again right there, right where y'all stood, and what nobody to break it up. Nicole should have choked the shit out of you standing there. That was a bit too far, sis. That was a bit too far. I said, oh my. Oh my. And she told her, baby, what Nicole reached way down in her arsenal and came up with one of them Anita reads, baby, and told her, listen, whatever you throw will definitely come back to you, but it'll come back to you sharpened. I said, oh. Girl, that sounds like an old nasty piece of mama read that you dug deep down for. You said, James, Tomas has got to be the worst actor. It's like, he's the worst person, period, Julia. He's a cornball with a blockhead. He's on my nerves. And things with him and Kat just as good because now Kat's on a mission. Kat ain't even worried about the sex is good because now she's having it with a purpose. She's not looking to fulfill anything. She's in the place of I'm going to use, and it's in. Listen, she will regret it later on down the line. Ask me how I know. 53 years old. Ask me how I know. It's really never a good idea to use your sex to get back at anybody because in the moment, oh, I'm telling too much of my business. In the moment, it feels like, yeah, got you, bitch. But when you look back on it, you're like, you know, I really just like cheapened myself with that whole act. I cheapened myself and I gave myself away. There's another way to attack without cheapening yourself or giving yourself away. Like that's, yeah, I'm very funny about that intimate part of myself. And yes, if you're on the planet long enough, you're going to make some mistakes. And I ain't going to sit here and lie. I have done that. And it sickens me when I look back at it. It's like, that wasn't cute. That wasn't cute at all. Wasn't cute at all. And I really feel like I kind of cheapened myself in that, just in that little instance, you know, because trust me, I think a whole bunch of myself and everything intimate about me. But in that instance, that's not one of my finest moments. It's not. And I'm being very candid and I'm speaking to you very straight with that. I felt as though when I look back on it, I feel like I cheapened myself in doing that. That wasn't my finest moment. And this is where I feel like Kat is. She's doing what she needs to do to win right now. The whole thing of her even being bothered with Tomas is really cheaper than who she is. Like, he's beneath her. He is beneath her. And his behaviors, he don't even deserve the time she put it with Melrose and said, will Tomas become jealous when Eva hooks up with Isaiah? You going too fast. Slow down, Miss Melrose. You know it. I seen that little boy. I said, oh, here we go. That's coming. You running. That's coming, baby. Next week gonna be something else. James, you were right about Haley. But I didn't think she'd be this sinister. Yeah, she really is. Well, and we're gonna get there in a minute. But the reason why she's so sinister is because there's that conversation she's having with her cousin, her damn cousin. She fell for Bill. So it's gotten personal. It's gotten very personal. She stepped outside of the confines of whoredom. Because you're not supposed to fall for the trick. And she done got caught up. Didn't you hear what she said? Oh, he has amazing sex. She got caught up climbing. She got caught up. You weren't supposed to somewhere on the climb, baby. She got weak at the knees. That wasn't the plan. That wasn't the plan. So that's why it's gotten so. I gotta get them. And she, she nasty. She's old nasty bean piece of something. So yeah, a whole mess. Now, Danny, this is the last thing from 147. Danny listened to Pamela when Pamela told her about, she really did get her together about, and that Pam brings it in. Pam talks for real. Told her about, the way you treat Andre, you out of order. You really are out of order. If you really like Andre, you wouldn't treat him the way you do, because you really are using him. You stuck on Bill stuck on you, and you are really using Andre, and it is unfair, friend. Like, come on, it's unfair. And she came right out of that, and Danny, kind of after that, we went forth, and then she basically went to him and told him, I'm giving you an out. If you want to, let's go ahead and end this. I'm giving you an out. And he was like, girl, I ain't going nowhere, girl. I ain't going nowhere. But he'll be dancing and skating too, He dances and skate, but that's just protection. He should, because he's definitely more into her than she is to him, because she's all caught up. But, is what it is. Leslie and June. Girl, now you threatening June. But June is a formidable opponent. June is from them streets, from up underneath that bridge. June is a treasure troll, honey. June said, bitch. Did you see June's face? June's face was like, girl, I do this for breakfast, girl. I will eat you this thing. What? She was like, honey, I ain't from beyond them gates, honey. Girl, I'll get that. Girl, I'll drag you to the curb, this thing. And June was so, it just brought out a whole different side of June. Like, girl, I was homeless and all of that, and I got a little tick, tick, boom. Like, you got a little tick, tick, boom. But my tick, tick, boom that took me to the side of homelessness and all of that, girl, that's been addressed. Now, I got that other part about tick, tick, boom. And if you want to tap into that, Miss Thing, I'll meet you at the curb, honey. She gave Leslie, she didn't back down to Leslie at all. I was here. Now that June, I'm here for. This little sassy, because June is sassy. She's sassy. The little puzzle pieces of June's life have been filled in. She has access to her children, and there's different things. Everything is not gloom and doom with June anymore. June is getting back in touch with June, and she ready. She ready. And then she done say, girl, she got the nerve to like Timu Ted. I said, damn it, June. Girl, if you would have ever met Turtleneck Ted, baby, you'd have punched Leslie in the mouth. Listen, because if you like Timu Ted, you would have loved Turtleneck Ted. Girl, she likes her some Ted. Then she done found out that he's the kids' grandpapa. I said, how's that going to change things? Well, I don't know. So anyway, but she wasn't scared of Leslie, and that was pretty interesting. But Leslie, she's like, girl, don't play with me. That is my man. Do not play with me, girl. I'll take you out of here, honey. Ashley then went. This was a mess. This is so good. This just show you how goofy Ashley is. Ashley then went over there and asked Shanice to be her bridesmaid. Ashley, you a gump for real. Like, for real. Like, y'all was having it out. And, when Shanice actually got into the little... First of all, Shanice told you, if you leave him unattended, Miss Thing, I'm going to play with his hose, honey. Flat out. She didn't even smirk, grin, or nothing. And then she proved herself to you that she wasn't playing with you. The first time that you left him unattended, She went over there to play with his hose. And then she gave him back to you. she gave him back to you. Okay? Gave him back. Girl, Here you go. I tried that jacket on. Little too much room in the sleeves, honey. I don't like it. Gave him back to you. I said, oh my. And then you go back and you're going to ask her. You're going to ask her to be your bridesmaid. That just shows how much you think of yourself, girl. You're a clown, honey. That would have never happened. Would have never happened. Not to me. Not to me. Not at all. And she couldn't have gave him back to me either. You said they're wasted, Shawnee's. They are for now. They are. They are. Because they're not giving me the what I need from Shawnee's. But, you know, whatever. I'll wait. I'll wait. She ain't going nowhere off the show because she's fantastic on the show. So she ain't going nowhere. They'll figure something out. They're going to have to. Vanessa and Nicole. Oof. Nicole was being very real with Vanessa, period. And Vanessa was pissed with Nicole, baby. She couldn't take it. I was like, oh my gosh. When Nicole did not back, it was the same. Nicole is to Vanessa what Pamela is to Danny. Nicole even when Nicole, Nicole been out of order. Nicole been on my good last nerve. But when she come at Vanessa, but that's kind of Nicole. Nicole gonna tell you what you need to hear, but she be in a daze in her own stuff. But baby, this is what I was given when she was sitting there talking to Vanessa. I said, girl, they don't like this type of teaching. They don't like this type of teaching. Baby, when I tell you that Vanessa was hot with Nicole, told her, you better make room for Joey. Girl, I ain't gotta make no room for Joey. Slut. You over here playing, he done killed your husband. And you sit up here playing. I said, girl, not Kelly. Kelly that said June will cancel Christmas on I believe so. I believe they'll fall into the Hudson together, just going down scratching, baby. I said, oh my gosh, a mess. So that was a whole big mess. Then, she said we are a package deal. No, y'all not. No, y'all not. You a trick. But anyway, and then Donnell, I told you I'm sick of Donnell. He could take that bad hairdo and hit it. I wish somebody would give that boy a fade. I wish somebody would take that baby and give him a fade, honey. It would change everything. It would change everything. Oh, I can't take that little hairdo. That little hairdo is just do something to me. What is going on here? What is this? 1975? Like, oh boy, stop. Anyway, I hate it. I hate it so much. It is so terrible. But he done asked Joey to back off because he see it. Kids don't know everything about their parents, but you kind of know if your mother's a slut, some kind of way you kind of pick up on it, you'd be like, oh damn, mama's a slut. It just kind of just rubs off of Vanessa. She just gives slutty vibes, So he asked him to like back off of my mother. I know she's a tramp, honey, but just back off of her. And then say, I'm the man of the house. Go on. And then Vanessa is so caught up now with the whole Joey thing that she getting sloppy. She's getting sloppy. She really thinks he's her man. He's not your man. He's not your man. You're the plug, dummy. He's not your man. Girl is using you. In the bedroom, out of the bedroom, all around the bedroom. You're an idiot. But she's like, whatever. So Joey actually sees it, and Joey is trying to be decent and kind of walk through it and kind of like appease the little fella so he don't have to hurt him, because he done seen, I'm gonna have to send you with your dad if you buck up at me one more time too many. I'm gonna send you with your papa, okay? And he's trying. And I'm gonna give Joey that. He's really trying not to hurt the little fella. He really is. He's trying not to hurt the little fella. But and his mother is not interested. She ain't interested in them children at all, and she's made that very evident, honey. I need him to go back to school. Yeah, get away from me, honey. Go away. I'm done, honey. I ain't doing no more Pampers. I don't need to see you. Go to hell on away. Go on back up there with your sister. She ain't interested. Her mommy duty is over, honey. Her customer service is done for today, okay? She's done. She's like, child, I'm free to do what I want to do. Okay, so Andre and Haley was fussing back and forth about Danny. And then I was sitting there thinking, I said, what if, and this is before she came out with her stuff. I said, what if Andre and Haley actually start liking each other? Because it looked to me like he was enjoying the banter back and forth with Haley, like it was making him hot. Because she got that same fire that Danny got in her, but it's a different type of fire. We found out that bitch is a killer. And she's a killer. She's terrible. But what if they were to start liking each other? Wouldn't that be interesting? Because listen, he got money. He fit the bill. He's a gump and he got money. He is a gump and he got money. So why couldn't he be her next target? Anyway, moving on. And then she hates Danny. So moving right along. So how about this? When Joey was like, okay, we need to like pull back from what we got going on, this, that, thing, and the other. And Vanessa crashed out on Joey because Joey was trying to break it off with her. She crashed all the way out. I was like, okay, Vanessa, if we didn't know before, we know. If he didn't know before, he know. Baby, he got you. He got you in the worst way, sis. I said, wow. She was crashing all the way out. I was like, whoo. And then Randy seen them kissing. I said, now, Randy, what you gonna do with it? Because you scared of Joey anyway. You scared. Now you got something on Joey. But what you gonna do with it with your scary tale? Nothing. I was like, child, close the door and go on about your business. And Vanessa, that's why I said she's getting so sloppy. Now she knows this. There's kind of a few people that really do know what's going on, and I'm just like, ugh. Vanessa, she's just a trick and a tramp, and I ain't got no time. I'm a trick and a trap. She's ridiculous. She really, really is. And then, you girl, just get out of here. Just ridiculous. Anyway, moving on. Then Haley messed around. This is when everything crashed. Haley messed around and seen Danny kissing Bill. I said, oh, I saw mommy kissing Santa Claus. When I tell you that Haley was hot as a firecracker, I seen her wig lift up a little bit. She was hot, baby. She was on fire. I said, oh. And right after that, baby, is when everything just came on out. I said, okay, here we go. That's when she came out with it. That's when we found out that her and Randy are actually cousins, that all of this is a mess. She said, we need to take Bill's legs from up underneath him. Clean, fast, and done. She's like, he gonna try to play me. That's what I knew. I said, oh. So I was piecing that. I was like, oh, she's really deep. And she's really treacherous. And she literally has had a plan. And I love the way that they filmed it. And it gave it to us real fast. And we got it and we understood it. We didn't have to try to think it out or none of that. That part was done beautifully. How they ran it back to like, we knew it was in the past. But it wasn't confusing. So they did a good job with that. going backwards and forwards in a real short period of time, because that's hard to do. That's hard to do even when you're writing it. It's kind of hard to jump. You gotta be very careful when you are penning something and you're going into the past and coming back to back forward to the present time. It's difficult to make sure you don't lose the audience in that. So penning it is one thing, and then filming it is a whole nother thing. But I think they did a really good job with that. And then we had Anita and Papa then went down to orphanages, and he done rented out the whole, cleared the place, and they had their little thing. And then Papa ended up meeting June. That was cute, and I was glad that they didn't really run that too long. I was like, okay, because I'm getting a little bored with my mom and Papa, and I'm sick of her talking to the drag queen on the phone. Like Papa was like, "You talking about drag queen again?" Like, yeah, like they don't need to bring that back. Like, don't do it. That was like some of the most horrible stuff that y'all did since it's been on the air. Do not bring that Anita impersonator back up on here. I don't want to see her at Thanksgiving dinner. If she show up for Thanksgiving dinner, I'm like, Papa, I'm going to throw the turkey across the room because I ain't got no time for it. I excused it that one time. She don't need to be on the phone with her no more. If you want to put her on the phone with somebody, put her on the phone with the girls, because that's what we need. We need some more of the articulates. We need to go back into that, because that storyline, I ain't done with that storyline yet. We need some more of the articulates, and I ain't got to do all that singing and shit. But their drama is epic. Their drama is epic. They ain't got to sing no more though. They had their little singing and their little dancing, and that was cute. But their drama is epic. And the Anita Williams storyline, Anita Williams versus Mama, is interesting. Just you gotta do all that singing and shit. Okay, so Haley went ahead and exposed the whole plan, and then she basically said, she said, "No, I'm gonna get Bill. I'm gonna really get him. Bill needs to die." She planned to kill Bill, and that's what she wrote. "Till death do us part." I said, whew. And Bill, when she said about how Bill took out that $10 million life insurance policy, and she's the beneficiary, so he got to go. He got to go. It's not just to get the money and then hit it, because that's what it's like. Oh, I'll do my disappearing act. And she told Randy, "No, I need to do this a different way." Then she called whoever she called, and I said, "No, she ain't getting ready to try to pull a flowers in the attic on him, honey." And sure enough, here she comes. I said, "Look at the writers. They didn't watch VC Andrews or read VC Andrews, honey. She going to try to hit him with the flowers in the attic cupcakes, and we'd have messed around, and Naomi done ate the damn cupcake." I said, Lord mercy. She's going to try to do, or she's going to try to do a slow burn poisoning on him. But I think it's going to be a problem. I think it's going to be something with that piece of that cupcake and her being pregnant. I think that's going to be a problem. I think it's going to be a problem. I think Gail, here we go. I think that, wait a minute. LaShawn, you hold on right there. Hold on right there, because that you hold on. Because that gave me a chuckle with my belly. She done wrote the impersonator is gonna come and take Mama's place. Child, just hold on a second. Yes, I think something's gonna be wrong with the baby, but I think it's going to end up happening after Naomi actually switches over. She's really on my nerves with this. I don't want to have a baby, and she's going back and forth telling him, back off, back off, back off. Okay, you said it, and then that was enough for me to keep revisiting it back and forth. Then we go to Danny, and then that's already on my nerves. So that storyline already got on my nerves, but we need to just go ahead and write it out that she switches and changes her mind, and she decides that she want to keep the little bambino, and then something go wrong with the cupcake. And with the, because that's enough. All you need is a fresh pregnancy. You don't need too much to really screw up what's going on, So I think that's cool. And remember, she went for a test. The last thing we see, she's going for a test, and they told her they're doing blood work. They're going to do the blood work and this, that, thing, and the other. And if they detect whatever this poison is in that blood work and trace it on back. All they need to do is get Cat on there, get Cat onto it, baby. You know, Cat got a third eye. Cat will pick up on what was going on. Bring old Cat up in here, honey, and Cat will figure out who's in the wrong, and then you know she'll get on her third eye sleuth and shit, and it'll be on and popping. So we got all that going on. And let me say this about the Anita impersonator coming back to replace Mama. Now, I keep saying that she's a drag queen. I don't think that it's actually a drag queen. I think it actually is a real woman that actually does impersonate Mama. But that's why I got such a chuckle when she said she gonna come there and replace Mama. I said, honey, she come there and replace Mama, and it's actually a drag queen, honey. Papa is going to get Papa gonna be mad as hell and trying to figure out what the hell's going on. But I'm gonna leave that alone. That's a different conversation for a different time. But I got real tickled when I seen that be typed in that chat. I was like, what? Y'all, don't y'all do it. Don't y'all bring no drag, no snap dragon in here, honey. And Papa, bet you're going to bite a chip, honey. I'm leaving that alone. I'm going on. I'm moving on. But I did get very tickled when I looked down and I seen that. People, I thought it was a drag queen. No, Ronnie, that's me and my bullshit. They never said that in the show. They did not say that in the show. That is Spillaboy TV foolishness. Stop it, Volvo. Not TS Mama. Why you, Volvo, you trying to get me canceled again? Stop it. Stop it. That's me. I'm the one that said that. They never said nothing about it being a drag queen. To my recollection, I think it's actually supposed to be a real woman who does impersonate. And because we do have, it's not all drag queens that that do that. Because we got one of the baddest Beyonce impersonators is actually a real woman. She's not it's not a drag queen. Well, she is a drag queen, but she's a real live biological woman. That is because biological women can be drag queens too. But what we're talking drag queen. It's not a drag queen born as a male. She is a female that actually impersonates Beyonce, and she is fantastic. She really, really is. So I don't think that's the case. I think that's me and my bull crap because I just started saying that drag queen. But yeah, I don't think it actually is a male drag queen. But they can keep her out. She's ridiculous. They can keep her out of the storyline. I'm sick of her. Anyway, moving right along. 153 just kind of was like a blah. That Friday was just blah. Nicole and Ted. So now y'all gonna be back together. Now y'all gonna be back together because Kat done sat with you, Nicole, and told you that she's gonna play the fool for Blockhead. And then, well, when you gonna do it, mommy? When you gonna play the fool? And then she told her about her dad. And I was like, uh-oh. So now Kat get ready to flip on Timu Ted. But then the next thing I know, you over there at the place. And it does set Leslie on fire, literally and figuratively. She pulled that old nasty piece of fire alarm. She said, oh, no, you won't, honey. When he was in there, honey, she's listening to that door. He said, you're right where you're supposed to be, my Nicole. Honey, she said, bitch, no, ma'am. That was her. She said, no, they're not going to get down, honey. No. She pulled that fire alarm just as nice. I said, look at her. She just is crazy. Said, you got to do wrong to get what you want. I said, a hot mess. A hot mess. So that's really where we are. So we're here. Haley and Randy are cousins. They run around here scamming the children and carrying on. She done went over the side because she really done fell in love with Bill and keep trying to convince her cousin that she didn't, but she did. She did. I saw the Beyonce impersonator when I cruised MSC. She understood the assignment. Listen, she good, ain't she, Tracy? MSC is another one. I researched and got all my stuff together to be able to do MSC as well. In my search, I went with Virgin, but MSC is a very good cruise line as well. MSC is a very good cruise line as well. Yeah, baby, that the old girl gets down. She gets down. So that's it, y'all. So we all caught up. It's a lot of mess, and you see, y'all see, I skipped right along past Martin and Smitty. What y'all want me to say about Martin and Smitty? I told y'all I sent Martin back on over there to Smitty, so I don't really have nothing to say about it. I'm done with Martin for now. Smitty, you better walk lightly and watch your back, bitch. I don't want to have to come back for him now. So be careful. Be careful. But yeah, their storyline, I'm just like, Going to look into the cruise? Please do. Come on, cruise with us and scale. So yeah, just send me an email. I'll send you the links and all that and what you need to know and all of that. And I'm there for assistance. So it is what it is. All right, y'all. Listen, I love y'all for real. And I will catch y'all on the flip side. We are all caught up. And yeah, I'm looking forward to next week. I think next week is going to be some mess, y'all. Going to be some things going down. And new characters. I seen the little boy. I said, he's a cutie. I said, yeah, no, that's what we need. Somebody cuter than Blockhead to come in and somebody that really might pique Eva's interest because I don't think Eva's really that. Not Eva. I'm sorry. Eva's vulnerable. So anybody to show her some attention is going to work for her. But that little thing is cute enough to actually catch Cat's eye as well. And maybe Kitty Cat will get after that, honey. Hello, Miss Gladys. Love you too, baby. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. I will see y'all later. Y'all have a great one. Enjoy your weekend. Bye, y'all.